Yeah, just a quick prelim update on the 15 Wizard of Odds blackjack sessions that I've so far transcribed, copied, whatever, over to Excel. We're looking at here an algorithm win of 81,000, which is 25.3% of action to date. Average bet is 385, which is chicken feed, according to those loonies, mostly drunken fools who risk their I have no idea what the hell all this gambling on YouTube is all about, where it's just, you know, all over the place, and it's drunkenness and stupidity, and it's bloody effing and blinding, and it's insulting people who work at the casino, just basically being prats. And, you know, to them a bet of £385, dollars, bloody, I don't know, walnuts, whatever, is just nothing. I'm much happier in a real world situation. I am devastated that Max and Gretchen MG21 have taken down their huge archive of double shoe sessions over a period of about 3 years, because that was an absolute treasure trove. It was also a pleasure to watch, because Max is such a bloody clever player. And I suspect, to be honest with you, that the reason it's disappeared is that it's been taken down by request and possibly by contract, because the amount that can be learned from what Max was doing over those hours and hours and hours of very, very clever play, well, I mean, the potential damage for casinos is vast. But I have to say, back in the 60s, when Ed Thorpe came out with his Beat the Dealer for blackjack, the casinos all reacted with runaway paranoia. They just got absolutely really scared to death. And in time they realized something which I think they now understand much better than they did 60 years ago, and that is that the average player just can't be bothered to learn how to play, is just out for thrills, and most gamblers want to lose. I mean, that's their intention. They want to make a contribution, they want to just, you know, roll over, in other words. But here we are, we're looking at 15 of, and I think there are now about 70 of these blackjack sessions with the Wizard of Odds. So you can tell I love to play these games. I'd be much happier if I was playing them for money, but on the other hand, you know, it requires a shitload of money to do it right. So just to summarize what we've got here, we've got 15, we've got a total win in the games that are available to double check via the videos, and I'll be providing that winner when this whole thing is finished. There'll be a click access to each one of the videos. You know, we've got 93,500 won, which amounts to about 12,000 an hour, because there have only been 831 rounds so far, and if you figure as few as 125 per round, you come out with 12,200 win per hour. Actually, heads up, you know, 200 to 250 rounds an hour is not an unreasonable expectation, but that's beside the point. I'll stick with 125, and that's how it is. But you'll see that the sessions that resulted in the biggest wins also had the biggest risk. And what I've done here is, instead of just having the risk all the way down here, I've just picked out anything where action is over 50,000, and I've picked out the risk over here, you know, to see how low I had to go in order to win this money. And so in order to win that 31,000, I had to put out 19 and a bit thousand. To win 12,000 over here, I had to risk 9,000, and to win this one over here, 6,500, I had to risk 23,000. In none of those cases is the payback anything to be regretful about or ashamed of or whatever. The most important thing to notice is that in the final result column here, you're not seeing any negatives. You know, that's just how it is. And there's nothing I can do about the fact that people don't want to believe that this works. They really do not want to believe it. So that's how it goes. Anyway, just to take a little quick tour through the 15 so far. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And my guess is probably you could have counted those yourself. Oh, there's one thing we did have down here. We had a reset down here because this was really kind of it got a little bit hairy. And the great thing about the wizard blackjack thing is that to simulate moving to another casino or another table or whatever, you just press F5, you know, for refresh, and boom, you've got a whole new shoe and back to basics, back to the beginning, etc. You know, so I really like that. But anyway, that's the story. So you know, it's a happy time right now, and you know, maybe I'm going to get a shock soon, but I don't remember losing against the wizard. Maybe it's just you know, rose tinted glasses or something like that, but we'll soon enough find out. And you know, that's where we are. That's an update, and hope you're enjoying all of this stuff so far. More important, learning something from it, and more important, getting ready to kick the shit out of a casino somewhere. That's what this is all about. Okay then. So the objective here is to just make $1,000 as quickly as possible. So I started at 10.17. That didn't go according to plan, that's for sure. That was supposed to be a split, but anyway, that's the way it works. So I wasn't paying attention. That's a hit. Oh dear, ruined it. So now we're at 75 down, so that's 75,200. And we'll stand on that, and that worked out. So now we're back down to 25. Yeah, that's one thing I don't like about this recording method, is that all my little ancillary things pop in and interfere with the process. But that's okay, nobody knows who the hell these people are, so that's alright. I at least do. God, we're back to 200 again. Stand on that. So, okay, now this is where we fall back to a minimum. We're at 3-2 and we're biding our time. Did we win that one? Yeah, okay. So now we're back to 3-2. Oh dear. 5-4. One, 2. Ouch. 3-4. That was horrid. So I think we're on 7th. 8. I have a feeling I might have had 3 losses there. Oh my god, look at that, another blackjack. 15.25. So 15.8. Oh, 23.16. Boy, this is getting to be a sticky one. $23.16, so we're now down to 7.8 again. I think I must be wrong about that because the total there doesn't look right, does it? 15.16. 31, 32, oh, what a shame. Okay, now obviously we're out of trouble there. We're 275 ahead, but that's just not enough of a win after that much effort. So I'm going to start at 200 here. 2, 3. 5, 6. I might regret this. Okay, so that's put us just an extra 100 ahead. We're going to start with 100 again. 1, 2. 3, 5. 3, 6. That was nice for once. Okay, so now we're back to 25. And we're 50 now. Uh, 51. And we repeat the 1 because it's just not enough for a win. So now we're on 1, 2. That was pretty. So we're at 875, so now we drop down to 25. And we're going to double that, which seemed to work. Hum bum 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 bum, where the hell am I? 75 now. Repeat that. So that's 3, 4. Ow! That's not right. 3, 4. 3, 4 it is. 7, 8. Oh boy. Okay, well that was a wash. So we're on 7, 8 again. Frustrating. All right, so we've made our 1,000. We've 1,150 ahead after 7.3. Call it 8 minutes, okay? So we'll try for another 1,000. Go back to 25, and we're dead on. We're going to deal from exactly 8 minutes. That didn't work so well. Okay, we've got to repeat that because it ain't enough. So that's 51. Oops, I suppose it's my eyesight. And the colours. See, I mean, this is the wrong colour for 500. There we go, 2-3. So we're at 525. This is really 2-3. Okay, and now we go back to 2-3. Or was it 5-3? I think it's 5-3. Yeah, so it's 5-3. So now it's 2-3. Double that. Yeah, so that takes us ahead a little bit. That's good. But you know what you get so much with all of these games is people say, well, there's too much money. I can't bet like that. Oh no, that's ridiculous. But this is the only way you can win. And it's like these clowns that I talk about, the guys who play the slot machines for thousands, and there's one of them in particular, Mr. Handpay, who will get a 4,000, 10,000, 20,000 or whatever jackpot, and you say, well, that's on just one bet of $200 or whatever. It's not. He's put thousands in to make that win. So it's just not right. Oh, that was rude. That's even ruder. 1-2. Okay, we like that. What we're going for here is 2,000 plus, aren't we? Yeah, you can't say that you won on a single pull or on a single bet. You didn't. There's all the bets behind that you lost that have to be factored in. But this guy just keeps on saying that. It drives me nuts, really. I mean, it would if I really cared. But it's misleading. It's plain wrong. What was that? I think we have to repeat that. Uh, 1-2. Okie dokie. But yeah, when Jason gets a nice big jackpot, fair enough. Then great, celebrate. But don't say that it was won with a $50 bet. It wasn't. It was won with the $5,000 worth of multiple bets that went before it. I do feel that I'm being insulted when somebody says something like that. What was that? 1-2. Oops. Clear. 1-2. My word. 3-4. 7.25. So it's 7-4. Still on 7-4. Ouch. I think we're going to be on 8-4 now. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so now we're on 8-4. And now we're on 4-5. Ouch. 9-10. And that takes us to 2-1-2-5, which is a little bit short of our target. So we'll do that. And we'll double up. And we'll add another one. And we do that, and we add another one. Okay, so 2,425 in 14 minutes. So it took us 6 minutes to make the extra 1,000. I think this is probably a good point to stop. But no, I mean, the whole thing about the gambling channels on YouTube is that most of them are dedicated to persuading people that losing is fun. Matt Vegas, Matt Morrow, whatever. Great performer. I mean, there is no doubt he's got a great thing going there with his son and his buddies off camera, voices off, as they used to say in Shakespearean days or whatever. You know, they got a great thing going, but it's not honest. It's not true. They're not presenting every single video, win or lose. They're showing what they want you to see. So obviously when they have a big win, they want you to see that. But the losses are sort of like they just kind of disappear. You know, so that it looks like they're ahead all the time. And as I pointed out in a comment to Matt Morrow, that just isn't how Las Vegas works. That's not how Las Vegas was built. And you look at the numbers, you know, from the state, which I should go back and find. History, Nevada, statistics. They should be able to tell me all about gaming revenue information. Kill that over there. Monthly summary. I've done this a couple of times on other videos. But I think it's fascinating stuff because it just makes complete nonsense out of a lot of the stuff that you see on the gaming channels. And if you come down to these numbers here, you've got 5 billion win in a year on table games, which is they claim to be 14.5% of their of the total action in that particular area of the casino. Well, that's 14.5% is what, that's 7. So if you multiply this by 7, you get the actual action, the outlay by gamblers in this particular subsection of activity in casinos is, well, 7 times that, 28, 7 times that. So you're looking at about 30 billion here. And then over here we're looking at 10, it's about the same, you see, 10 billion win. Again, they're claiming that as 7%. No, okay, 7% is, that makes it even worse. What am I talking about? So you're looking at, damn, you know, so 7, so you're looking at about 12 times that. So you're looking at about 120 billion that's been ploughed through in a year through slot machines for them to win 10 billion rather. I mean, you got to put these things in perspective. These guys with their slot machine um, um, channels where they're pretending that they make tons of money and they keep putting up these things that say biggest ever, biggest in my life, most fantastic jackpot, blah, 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 blah. And it's crap. It's absolute nonsense. There are some great channels in the gambling part, the gambling segment of YouTube, and of course, obviously, pattern betting is one of them, and nobody's looking at that. But I can understand why. It's because it's not exciting. It's facts, and who wants facts? That's the way it is. But anyway, this information here from Nevada, and Nevada is just a thin slice of the international gambling business now. You're talking a trillion or a trillion and a half internationally that's ploughed into gambling. It's money that could be spent on better things. It could be spent on solving, sort of like global warming, saving countries that are going to be underwater soon, providing land and homes and all that sort of thing. I'm not a socialist, but I'm also not stupid. I don't think that gambling has any moral or social benefit whatsoever, except in the very small area of the fact that in Nevada there are 135,000 or whatever it is people who are actively employed by gambling. I'm not sure what the number is. I'll have to look that up and report it here. I suppose I could look it up immediately. But there are certainly several 100,000 or maybe a couple of 100,000 jobs in Nevada which are directly involved in the gambling industry, which of course they call gaming in Nevada, because you see, there you go, up the top there, it says gaming revenue report. Gaming is because they don't want to call it gambling because that's immoral or something like that. Anyway, enough of this. Okay, so I really like the Wizard of Oz Blackjack sim because it allows you to set up a sensible bankroll and work from there. It does things like that, which I find absolutely infuriating with drop down, which maybe doesn't show up on the on the screen recordings. I just don't know. But anyway, stand. Lost that one. Oh, that's a double right there. 124. Bloody hell. 5-3, but we're stepping back. 5-3. So 5-3 it is. 8-6. Oh dear. Well, we were screwed anyway. 8-6. 14-15. Damn. So it's 3 1.5, but we're just betting a little bit there. Okay, so 3 1.5. Oh, 4.5. 3. Not going well, is it? 4.5, 3, 7.5, 10. Oh boy. Oh, I think that took us to a new level. Alright, so if you just stick with it, guys. That's how it works. One, two. That'll probably work. Oh, sorry, repeat that one. Okay, so we got that one back, so we're not unhappy about that. That's a repeater, I think. And that's repeat and double. What? So that's 1, 2, 3, 5. Uh-huh. Okay, that was a cheeky one. Oh, that was not so good. Only 100, that's 2, 3. Oops. Alright, close enough. We'll take it. Oh, rude. One, two. Stand. Okay, made a bit of money on that one. So at just over 5 minutes, we're 14,000 ahead. Not too bad. That's a repeater. Back to the min. 1, 2. We'll just go to the minimum again now, I think. I'll repeat. Okay, boring. We're at 6 minutes and 39 seconds and we've made 14,625. That's a bit high to get there, but that's the name of the game. So, next time. Okay, well I find I really can't resist playing this blackjack game from time to time. The Wizards game. I'm not even going to bother to reset the 5,000 to 100,000, which is what I usually do, because I think, well, okay, I would have to duck out anyway. if I used up the 5,000. So we'll just see what happens. 25 seconds in, and just I guess I'll stand on that. Yep. That was a nice lucky one. Repeat that. Okay, back to the min. The objective is to get to 1,000 ahead and stop, or not. Oh dear. So we're at 3-2 and just betting the minimum. So 3-2 it is. 1-2. Okay, so we got ahead there, so we go back to the minimum. That's probably going to work. I like the turbo. That might work as well. What a waste of blackjacks though, eh? Alright, so what were we at there? We were at 75, so we'll just repeat that. Oh dear. I hate splitting aces. Yeah, usually that's about what happens. A wash. Repeat there is, so we're going to double that after a push. Alright. Back to the min. Double it. Wow, that was a fancy 21, wasn't it? 1-2. That was a lucky one. But you know, you got to get lucky once in a while. That's really what it's about. I forget where I was now. Don't know whether I was on a roll or the opposite. So we better call that 1-2, I think, because I got screwed up. There we go. So we're creeping up towards the 1,000, which is nice. We got 1-2 again. That looks to me like a double. Ouch! So that's 5-4, but we're suspending or falling back to the minimum at 5-4. Damn. I think we're going to have to call it 6-4 now. Very nice. 6-4 it is. 10-8. Oh, bloody hell. 19-16. 3-4. 7-8. 15-16 again. Let's have a win this time. Oh, that ain't happening. Okay, well, we're not going to not going to increase that one. 15-16 it remains. And we came out of that alive with a big fat bet. We've passed our target, which is $1,000 ahead, so that's where I quit. But the whole argument against this strategy is that the bets are too high, and we had a $1,600 bet just now. And I think that's okay as an argument, except that this strategy has never been recommended and was never developed for use on a shoestring budget. You have to have ammunition that comes at least in some direction towards matching the ammo that the casino has in the battle against you. And basically this is a battle because they have the edge overall in numerical terms when it comes to the game, but the most important thing that they have over you is their understanding of your psychology, our psychology. The fact that we tend to go into the game with too little money, the fact that we tend to panic when we start to lose, that the fact that we have a kind of a shit or bust attitude, which is, you know, once you get in so deep, then you start thinking, oh, I just want this over, you know, and that's the way that most people play. And it's not a criticism of most people, it's just a statement of fact. That is how it is. And the casinos know this. And the vast percentage, the greater part of their advantage is player psychology, which is why you can see, I mean, okay, you know, you get the big figures for Nevada for the year, and this is how much they won at blackjack and so on. And the theoretical number for the game is a house advantage of about 1.3%. But then you look at the win percentage and you'll see that it is way over 10 times 1.3%. It's up in the sort of like the 14, 15, 17% area. Same applies to Baccarat. And that's not because they're cheating or that they got extra lucky or whatever. It's because the small percentage that the game gives them is vastly augmented by player misbehavior, you know, sort of bad reaction to challenges, failure to bring enough money to the game, blah, 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 blah. You know, so there's just so many things. But don't you know, don't be fooled too much by the you know, the stress that the casinos like to put on the amount of the house advantage. What they're actually getting is an advantage far greater than that. And I suppose I could just bring up the state figures, but it's too much bother right now. But trust me, I mean, you know, they're in the files, they're available. Up until I think October 31st, that was the last time I looked at it, and the percentage win for both Baccarat and Blackjack, which have a notional house advantage of about 1.3 for Baccarat and about 1 point, well, it's 1% or less for Blackjack. It actually shows that they win a very, very considerably higher percentage of the total handle or action on those games because of basically player misbehavior. So there you have it. I'm out. Back soon. Okay, so all of these kind of stream of consciousness activity videos, screen videos of mine are eventually going to go into a series called Gamblers Gamble to Lose, and I anticipate a certain amount of cynicism in reaction to that from some folks, because they're going to say, well, if you gamble at all, it doesn't matter what fancy strategy you think you may have developed, ultimately you're in the same boat as everybody else, and that is that your plan is to fail. And I can't disprove that. All I can do is just keep on saying, okay, you know, if you do things the way I recommend that they be done, in terms of bet spread, in terms of discipline, in terms of consistency and so on, then you have a better chance than if you behave like most gamblers behave. And I just had a wonderful illustration of that, because I clicked on a video put up by a guy, Jason Balke, who calls himself Mr. Handpay on YouTube, and he was playing high limit roulette, and he was playing like an absolute bloody idiot. I mean, I've never seen the like. He was claiming to have some sort of magic system which basically consisted of 27 bets in a block on the inside. So, you know, the outside, of course, is the, you know, the columns and the dozens and the colours and the odds and evens and the first and last. But he was on the inside, occasionally making a bet on black. But in a matter of about 15 minutes, he lost $11,500. And, I mean, he makes a huge fuss when he wins on the slot machines, claiming to have won, oh, I don't know, 7,000, 10,000, 15,000, whatever. And yet, what he was doing with roulette was absolute madness. It was suicide. And it's fascinating, really, to watch that kind of thing. And then there's another guy who, at the end of the year, Brian Christopher, who was the most successful, the most popular of the slot machine YouTube people, YouTube channel creators, or whatever they're called. He claims to have won 250,000 in the year 2023, and I'm sorry, but I just don't believe him. I don't believe him, because slot machines are totally random. There's nothing that you can do to lessen or increase your win, other than, of course, you can lessen it greatly by not playing at all. You know, and that's not exactly a winning strategy. I mean, it is in some senses, but not really. And I'm sorry, I just do not believe it. And I think what he needs to do is he needs to put up a session by session, whether on camera or not, sort of balance sheet to back that up, because I think it's absolute bollocks. But anyway, there is a possibility that he has discovered some miraculous talent that enables him to do what no one else on planet Earth can do, which is to make, what is it, 250,000 a year is 5,000 a week in profit, because he does play continuously, I think. I'm sure he sleeps sometimes and probably stops to eat. But anyway, I just, anyway, I'm going to do another quick session with the Wiz's blackjack, and I haven't bothered to bump up the kitty, the bankroll this time, because if I hit the ceiling, then I'll just reset and carry on with the same old numbers. So let's just see what occurs. But by golly, I mean, watching Jason and his roulette session, why, what a loony. Hit that. Stand. And whoopee. Nick, nick, nick. Aha! Okay, so we repeat that now, because we just lost 75, but that was the end of a winning streak, so we'll just repeat it, and if we win it, we'll go back to the min. Oh, wow. 2-3. And then we'll be dropping back to the bugger all stakes. Oh boy. Double. That did not go well. Okay, so that's 2, 3, which is 11-6, but we're 25ing until we see another win. Yeah, glad we're not betting full money here. Okay, so we got a plus there. So we're at, what did I say, 11-6? We're on 2-3, and then, yeah, 8-6. Excuse me, damn it. Sorry about the noises. I'm apologising all the time, I know, but 8, 6, 14, 12. That didn't work. There we are. That might work. So we got 18 back on that blackjack, which was cheeky, but these things are a common occurrence, and you just accept them and play on. It's funny because, you know, with most people watching these things, they'll say, yeah, but you just got lucky. Oh, that was just a... No, but they never say the same thing about horrendous losing streaks. Strange. Okay, double that for a loss. 200. And we're going to be going back to the 25s. 7, 8, 9. It's funny how often that happens. So we're on 3-2 and going back to the table minimum for the time being. Excuse me. Okay, so 3-2 it is. Nicely done. And then 1-2. And then 3-4. That's another quite lucky one. We'll take it. I'm doing print screens of these just because I like the look of blackjacks. What can I tell you? We're back down to the minimum, and remember, going back to the minimum is key. Ah, cheeky. Repeat that because we were on a winning streak. That ain't going to be good. 2-3, ready to drop back. 5-3 and 25ing again. Five, 3 it is. Another nicely timed little blackjack. Not quite enough. Oh, Jesus. I have terrible trouble with this Chinese keyboard of mine, which I keep threatening to replace, and then I forget. So 5, 3, 4, 4. So we've got to be 1. Okay, we've frozen, haven't we? Oh, look what I've done. Damn it, I didn't hit stand. So I just wasted a blackjack. What? How stupid is that? That's called a stupid mistake, right? So it's 8-6 is where we're at. Alright, how dumb am I? Alright, I should have noticed when it didn't let me bet. Okay, but like I'm always saying, I make mistakes. Unlike you, right? I'd have been surprised if we got that one. Okay, so we'll repeat it. We're certainly not going to split it. So now we're on 2-3 again. All right, I'll take that. So we got our 1,000 ahead in approximately 12 minutes, which I don't think is too shabby. But with those pauses, you know, when I fall back to the table minimum, you can replay these sessions, obviously, which is part of the reason for me deciding late in the day, many decades too late, to start doing screen recordings. But you can replay them and see what the effect would have been if you had continued either freezing the bet or doubling it. What would have happened? How difficult that would have been. And I just finished a little experiment with the 30,000 or so. No, it's a little under 30,000. Baccarat Win Pro outcomes, hands, rounds, shoes, sessions, all thrown together in chronological order with no sort of bailing out or anything like that, just playing them all the way through. And I ran the hop. I just devised a way to be able to build the hop into the model, and it was I can't show it right now, of course, because as soon as I switch from this program to Excel, the recorder will stop and then give me hell. So I will pull that up in a minute just to show you what I'm talking about. But that was really very interesting, because you know, the hop is it's an interesting way to go. What I discovered was that in that particular sample, and I can't claim that it's going to happen in every sample, but it was a representative sample of almost 30,000 rounds. Just playing player, the edge against me was almost 2%. It was 1.8%. When I switched the whole thing over to the hop, I won slightly less money, but a higher percentage of total action. I had much lower exposure in terms of the proportion of the bankroll that would have been needed out on the table in order to protect the bankroll, which is what you're doing basically, is you're using the bankroll to protect the bankroll. You're not protecting the bankroll by limiting your bets to tiny fractions of the bankroll. What you do is, like a poker player, you say, okay, the way that I'm going to protect this bankroll is by going all in. You know, I didn't have to go all in, but I went a long way in. And well, I'll stop waffling about that, and I'll just put it up. But anyway, the basic story is that the hop worked, and I've always thought so. I started doing the hop yonks ago at Baccarat, but of course, because blackjack is my game, my preferred game, I didn't really bother with exploring it any further. And then, of course, along came Baccarat Win Pro, which gives me all of those tremendous utilities, like being able to transfer every last hand to Excel and so on, to then examine what might have happened. Well, just okay, just trust me. I'll put it up in a minute. So here we are, Thursday after Christmas, and I'm back home after a little break out in the country with my good friends. So I just thought, what the heck? Why not just throw in yet another blackjack session starting at 25? I haven't bothered to increase the pot. I just thought, what the heck? I'll just reset if I have to. But normally I would raise it to at least 25,000. You need as wide a spread as you can get. You know, to kind of like its armor against against the house advantage. But let's kick this off. That, I guess, is a split. That ain't so good. It got better though, didn't it? That one didn't get better. So that was a waste of time. So we just double up. So another one that got better there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to call that 1, 2 because we didn't earn enough with the winning streak to just rebet. That definitely worked. So we'll leave that at that. Back to the minimum, very important. Da-dum-dum. Double down. Not so good. Okay, 1, 2. Three, 4. And we'll be falling back after this if it doesn't work. Well, it did work, so that's good. So back to the minimum. Double that after a loss. Just a hit there. Repeat that. And that worked out. 125. Okay, we'll repeat that. So now we're on 3, 4 and ready to pull back if we have to. Oh, that's a difficult one. Well, we need to hit it. Pity. 3, 4. That did not go well. But notice the 8 there. That would have given the dealer the win anyway. So that always helps, doesn't it? Anyway, we're on 7, 4 and we're falling back until we get a win. 7, 4 it remains. That's going to be a double down. So we're still on 7, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 now. 7, 4. Oh! 11, 8. It's not going well for us right now, is it? 19, 16. 19, 16. That puts us on 3, 4. Rats. 3, 4 it remains. Oh, 21, yes, thanks a lot. 7, 8. Bummer. Gotta be, I think we've had 3 consecutive losses there now. 7, 8. Should be 15, 16. I'm going to go for it because I'm not sure whether we're on 3 consecutives or not. So 15, 16 for the turnaround. That ain't going to work. 31, 16, and we're down to the minimum. I think we better call that 32, 16. We can only just afford it here. Ouch! Not going well at all. 32-16, 48-16. We're obviously going to pull out of this. So that's the second loss. And we've got 825 left in the kitty as we do a reset, a reshuffle. And I think that's supposed to be 46-32, isn't it? I think I got that wrong. We could use a win here. It ain't happening, is it? Ah! Well, we could actually call that 46-47. No, 48-49. So we're just gonna bet the farm. Not good. Do it again. Yeah, sometimes you really have to work hard. So we're minus 5,000 there. And down to 25. We will prevail, but sometimes it takes longer than others. Alright, so we had 825 left out of the first one, lost all of the second one. We're now betting 25 until we get out. Well, that's a double. Okay. So now we got to bet that biggie again. Oh, good God. Okay, so we got 50 left there. So now we've got to go 5 grand again, so we've got to do a reshuffle. You just have to keep walking on these things, you know. Damn it. We're just not getting the breaks. Look at that. That's crazy, isn't it? But it will happen sometimes. I think what I'm going to have to do, because the bets should have been higher there, so I think what I'm going to have to do is do a reset and put more money in the kitty. So we get down to the 100,000. Have we lost 3 in a row? No, I think we have. Well, 4 in a row actually. This is our 5th. So I think what we're going to do is wander into one of the hallowed halls and bet 25 and get a blackjack. What do you say? Oh boy. We're going to have to double that. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And I think we're out with a resounding profit. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that you have to have a huge bankroll to beat these bastards. You've got to have a big old bankroll. And you've also got to believe that that your bad luck can't last. That was so close. The dealer getting 22. I mean, pulling 16 to a 6. I mean, if it had been a 2, 3, 4 or 5, we would have been in trouble. But then think about this. An ace would have worked and we would have just had a push, right, if the dealer had pulled an ace up there. But beyond that, ace, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's 6 cards that work for the house, and then there's 7 cards that don't. So we had the odds in our favour there. Whatever anybody might say, we had a slightly better chance of the dealer busting than of the dealer not busting. And understanding all of that is so important when you're playing these games. But we won 50,000 on this one, having lost 15,000, about 19,000 on the others, because we had 825 left in one and 50 left in the other. So 15,125 is what we lost. So, you know, 19,125. So take that off the 50, and that's the story. You know, that's how it is. So, oh my goodness, and I just had a little thing pop up saying Blackpool Tower is on fire. That was an English attempt to mimic the Eiffel Tower back in the 1890s or somewhere like that. So anyway, there we have it. Again, doesn't prove anything, but it just shows that you can win if you persist. The most important thing is that, you know, when you're getting thrashed, don't stay on low-level bets. You know, you need to just try and exploit the patterns. You know, the ping pong, the to and fro, the pendulum, all that stuff. You know, and this time it was a pretty dramatic turnaround. Well, not pretty dramatic, very dramatic turnaround, because we had to double. I mean, we would have made money on the 25,000, but the 50,000 made it a bit ridiculous. But there we are. That's the game, and I'm going to kill this, and on we go. All right, it's supposed to be my bedtime, but I thought, oh, what the heck? Why don't I just play a few doodads? I'm not going to bother to increase the bet. I increase the bankroll. Maybe I should have. I do believe that was a bust. Shame. Okay, what was that? Bet it's 50, so the next one is 100. So that's it's what we need, basically. That should work. Going our way right now, ain't it? I think we'll eat that one. $51, bet 2. Repeat. 1, 2. Second bet. 3, 4. Third. Okay, so we managed to get 1,000. Ahead 1,000 in 3 minutes. That's pretty good, I think. Aha! Third bet. Okie dokie. 3-2, but we're backing off. So 3-2 it is, back in the fray. 1-2. That'll work. I'm going to stop at 5 minutes, I think. Repeat it. So that's a wash, isn't it? Alright, well, we're at 4:48, so let's just call that it. In less than 5 minutes we managed to make 1,287.50, which I think is pretty cool. The only way I know how many wins and losses there have been is if I play back the videos, and I don't see much point in doing that. I mean, I could write it all down, but then that slows the process up. So, I mean, it doesn't matter what I do. I'm screwed. Anyway, nearly 1,300 in less than 5 minutes, which is quite a lot an hour, isn't it? Next time. Okay, so after that nasty experience with with the Wizards Baccarat sim, so frustrating, that thing. I guess it's just because I've been spoiled by Baccarat Win Pro. So, you know, I just basically go to pieces if I'm confronted with something else. And if you go to a real casino, you know you've got a lot going for you there in terms of memory aids, because you've got the marquee, which they invariably have now, even at the fancy tables, which shows you what the last, I think it's about the last 20 results were. And so it's easy to see, you know, when it's time to jump and all the rest of it. But you've also got the cards that they give you, the cards and pencils and all the rest of it. And you can just, in a leisurely way, keep track of what you're doing. And, of course, you're not in a situation like I am here where I keep talking. You don't do that unless you're stuck with a loquacious neighbour. And basically you have to sort of like gently say, I'm sorry, I'm trying to concentrate here. But no, I mean, you know, the game is not fun. I mean, I'm not saying that it isn't fun to play. What I'm saying is that it's not meant to be a fun exercise. I'm not looking for entertainment. I'm not looking for thrills. I'm not looking for free booze or free meals or any of that stuff. You know, so okay, now what was that? That was so now we double. Hit. Okay, and so we repeat that, and we double down, and that didn't go so well, did it? So what was it? That was 5,100. So now we're on 1-2. I think we're on on 3-4, but we're stepping back, so 3-4 I'm waiting for a win. Okay, so we're at does that sound right? That looks to me like a win. So now we're back to 25. That worked out, didn't it? Double after the win. Double down. Oh dear. So that's 1-2. Second bet. Repeat it. 3-4. Third bet. 3-4, third bet. Okay, so we came out of that all right, and we already crashed through. In less than 4 minutes, we've added 1,250 to the bankroll, so that's pretty handy. Add 1 for the win. Double that for the tie. 1-2. Second bet. 3-4. Third bet. 7-4. Stepping back. Oh, so 7-4 now, because we just got the trigger. Uh, 11-8, second bet. 3-4. 7-8, second bet. So we're out of that. Moving on back to the minimum. $50, second bet. 200, third bet. That'll work. Back to the minimum. Okay, 1, 2, second bet. Double that. Oh, ow. I think that's 2-3, third bet. That'll do. Okay, so we're at 6.5 minutes and we're 1,800 ahead. On we go. What a shame. Second bet. Repeat that. Back to the min. Split that sucker. Ooh, 50. So that's 51. Second bet. Repeat it. Okay. So we crashed 2,000 at 7.5 minutes. +1 for the win. 51. Second bet. 2, 3, third bet. Alrighty, back to the minimum. Oh dear. So that's 75, so that's the next bet needs to be 200. Second bet, 1, 2. Okay, back to the min. Annoying. Okay. What do we do there? I think we're good. I think we're back to the minimum, but I'm not absolutely certain. Okay, add 1 for the win. Double that down. That's 1, 2, second bet. Alright, it's good enough. That was lucky. Oh, I should not use that word. Add 1 for the win. Okay, repeat that one. There's 2, 3 is the third bet. That's definitely a split. That's unfortunate, isn't it? So that's 8, 6, but we're stepping back. Alright, so I think that covered us. So we're on 8, 6 now. Oh! 14, 12. Second bet. Oh, bugger. That was a pretty good time to get that, wasn't it? So I think we're out of trouble there. We're at 14, 12, and we pushed on the on one, and then we're at 21 on the other one. So in 11 minutes or less, because I've been wittering so much of this time, we won 3,712 and 50 cents. So I think that's a plus, don't you? Okay, so obsession is definitely the order of the day, but I'm just plodding happily on, because at every turn, pretty much, and God, I hate those drop downs. I seem to just further demonstrate the validity of my long-held theory that if you bet consistently and in a disciplined, orderly way against random events, you can profit long term. Anyway, bet one. That's definitely a double down. Bet two. Well, it doesn't count as long as I'm not losing, so I can stop counting out loud. Okay. Now it's bet two. And we repeat that one. What was that? Now it's bet two. And now it's 3-4, ready to drop back. 7, bugger all. So now 7-4. First bet. And now 3-4. Uh, 3-4 is good. Bugger this. 3-4 is still good. There you go. So we're slightly ahead. Back to the minimum. That's always important. Okay, so 51 second bet. Repeat that. Okay, back to the min. That looked like a loser to me. Why am I hesitating? Second bet. Third bet. Okay, so that's 3-2 and back and table minimum. Okay, 3-2. 3-4. 7-8. Second bet. Oi! 17-20. Third bet. Oh. Okay, so we hit the 1,000 at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Damn it. Sorry. Back to the minimum. That's a, yeah, okay. Add 1 for the win. Uh-oh. So we repeat that one. And we're back to the min. And add 1 for the win. Add 1 for the win. Well, bugger that. Double for the tie. Oops. Well, close enough. So that's 2, 3. Second bet. Okay, so we made a bit of progress there. Second bet. Double. I think we can go back to minimum now. Bugger. Would have been nice to have a blackjack when there was lots of money out there. Okay, so 50 is 51, second bet. Repeat it. Double it. Ouch! Okay, so that's 2, 3. Another double. Well, that worked, didn't it? Back to... Yeah, the good thing about this recording thing is that if I'm looking for something to do, I can always play these things back and actually carefully record both the bet sizes and the results and blah blah, you know, so potentially it's an absolute mine of useful data. Looks like I got my ass kicked there. Second bet. Third bet. So we're on 3, 2, but back to the min for now. Okay, now we're on 3, 2, first bet. Got to split those. And we got to double that one. Oh dear, and double that one. Well, that was money in the bank, wasn't it? So we crashed through 2,000 all the way up to nearly 2,400 at 8 minutes. So this is proving to be a fairly useful textbook session. Add 1 for the win. That's certainly not a split. Add 1 for the win. Okay. That's just a repeat, I think. Well, bugger that. So that's 2, 3 now, isn't it? Third bet. Oh! 5, 3, and minimum. Oh, God. I'm the only person in Tewkesbury who says I'll bugger it when the sun comes out. We're still on 5, 3, aren't we? Yeah, okay, so now we bet 3 because we had a trigger. So, number 1, 5, 3. A little bit over. 8, 6, second bet. 14, 12, third bet. Oh dear. 26, 12, minimum. I think we're now on 2712. Okay, so 2712, so we're going to call that 3 1.5, I think. Oh boy. That's put us in a rather strong position, hasn't it? So 3 1.5. I think we're out of that because I bumped that up. I added. God damn it! Shit, corruption. I'm so sorry about all this dreadful noise. I've asked the doc about it, and he's absolutely no help at all. And my friend, the doctor, the retired doctor, always says, just drink water. Doesn't work, Paul, doesn't work. Okay, double for the loss. So that's 1 2 third bet. Okay, so we're out of that. So we crashed through 3,000 at I'll call it 12 minutes. Bloody nuisance. Okay, 51 second bet. Repeat that. 1 2 second bet. Oh boy. 3 4 third bet. 7 4, but to the minimum. 7 4 it is. Okay, so we're back to 7 4. We had the trigger there. And now 3 4. Okay, so that puts us back to minimum. Double it, or +1 for the win. That's a double. Shouldn't have been. So that's 1 2 second bet. Good enough. Double it for the loss, second bet. So back to the minimum because that covers our target. That was clever, wasn't it? I wish I knew how I did that. Add 1 for the win. Okay, repeat it. Alright, so we're back to the minimum. Double it for the loss, second bet. 1 2 third bet. Excuse me. One two 1 2 1 2. No, we're happy with that. Oh, we're not happy with that. Double it for the loss. 1 2 third bet. That worked. That didn't work. Double it for the loss, second. Repeat that one. Okay, back to the min. It's like textbook, isn't it? Well, they always say, well, of course, then it goes south. Second bet. Nice one. Repeat it. 51, second bet. 2, 3, third bet. 5, 3, and table minimum. Okay, so we'll call that 6, 3, I think, because we had some losses there. So 6, 3 first. 9, 6, second bet. Oh, bloody hell. 15, 12. Why am I laughing? 15, 12, third bet. Aye, okay. So we're at 3, 1.5, but we're going down to the minimum. So 3, 1.5 and waiting. So it's 3, 1.5, first bet. Ouch. 4.5, 3, second. This is where it can sometimes get sticky. 4.5, 3, second. What? 7.5, 6, third bet. This is why we have 100,000. Oh, fucking hell. 13.5 and table minimum. Now I've forgotten what the last bet was. 13.5. Oh dear. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to have to stop this, look at the video, and then start again. So I guess I'll string them together in the editing program. Okay, so God, I was hoping I could get through at least the first 3 words without having to clear my throat. So we're at 13.5, 6. I thought that's where I was, but then I looked at the bankroll over here and I thought that doesn't sound like enough. But anyway, it's fine, and it's good to stop the video at 25 minutes. That's too long. And I keep on saying to myself, oh, not to worry, I'll fix this in the edit. But of course, I've now got so many dozens of hours, maybe scores of hours to edit Alexa stop, that I don't think it's actually going to happen. So you know, it's just going to be raw data in the video archive, and that's just how it's going to have to be. So you know, deal with it. Anyway, we're at just the minimum right now. The bet is 13.5, 6, which I'm going to call 14, 6 from now on. So we'll just proceed until we manage to get a win, and that's a little bit of a win, isn't it? So we're at 14.5, 6. First bet. Okay, well that's a good start, isn't it? 14.5. No, 14, 6. That's 9 we just got. So now we're on 5, 6, hoping for another win. That isn't going to happen, is it? No. So it's 11, 12, second bet. Maybe. Yep. Okay, so we're out of trouble, and pattern betting proved again. And I am so sorry about all the coughing and spluttering. I just wish there was something I could do about it. But drinking water doesn't help. Taking medicines doesn't help. The only thing that would help would be if I stopped using the nasal sprays at night. But if I do that, then I wake up after 2 hours unable to sleep because my mouth is, well, you don't want to hear all the details, but it's just one of those things, and it's all part of being slightly older than middle-aged, I guess. But anyway, there we go. We got our turnaround, which is exactly the way pattern betting is supposed to work. I'll have to collect together all the whiz blackjack things and translate them into a spreadsheet, because blackjack really is my favorite game. And if I can figure out how to be able to hop between baccarat, roulette and blackjack online with real money, then I'm going to be a happy camper. I am not gambling, I'm playing to win, okay? You believe me? I do. Okay, so now we're back to a table minimum, and I'll run this up to, oh, I don't know, 15 minutes or whatever. So that's a hit and maybe a win. Oi! Hate that. Wasted good hand. That might work. Add one for the win. Add one for the win. That's a double. Well, maybe it shouldn't have been. Okay, so we lost. So we're on 2-3 here, second bet. 5-6, third bet. That's a double. Oh dear. 17-12, but down to the minimum. Okay, so 17-12. So I think we should call that. Well, maybe I'd better just bet 17-12 because that's kind of tight. Oops, damn it. 17-12, because then that'll leave 5, which is tidy. Well, maybe not. Okay, so that's 5-6, isn't it? Oh dear. So that's 17, 24, which is 2.5, third bet. Oh, bloody hell. This is not going so well right now. I think I fucked up again. So I doubled there, so that's 7-5, but at the minimum for now. That was the third bet. Oi. Okay, so we made that one, so now we're going to have to bet 7-5. Okay, that was a lucky break. So now we're on 2-3. Maybe not. Well, I think we just crashed through the 10,000 mark now at less than 7 minutes. I mean, the demonstration here is that, you know, you cannot win without a very wide spread and without big balls or a lot of courage. I mean, I think women can kind of, at least metaphorically speaking, have big balls, so I'm not being misogynist here. Lots of courage, I suppose, is the right way to put it. Lots of guts, lots of confidence, lots of determination. But the main thing is big bankroll, discipline, sobriety, and consistency, and that's it. So anyway, we're now 10 grand, a little over 10 grand ahead, and about 35 minutes total, I think. So back to the minimum. That's a double. Add one for the win. 51 second bet. 150, so 2-3 third bet. Okay, 5-3 and down to the minimum. So 1, 2, 3, 5-3 first bet. 8-6 second bet. 2-3 first bet. 5-6 second bet. Okay, so now we're slightly ahead. Yes, being able to play these back is just going to be fantastic, but like, I need the work, you know. That was a waste of time. Okay, 51 second bet. Repeat it. 1-2 second bet. 3-4 third bet. Oh, that's just rude. So 7-4 and down to the minimum. Okay, so 7-4 it is. First bet. 11-8 second bet. Okay, 3-4 first bet. 7-8 second bet. Alright, so we're out of that. That doesn't look quite right to me. It doesn't look like there's enough money over here, but I'll find out soon enough if I decide to go back through all these videos. And I'm getting to the point now where I've got so many in the Gamblers Gamble to Lose folder on the hard drive that I'm going to have to split them up because it takes so long for the information to load each time. So I'm going to have to break them out into baccarat, blackjack and horse racing, I think. The horse racing thing is looking amazing right now, and it's just incredible. Okay, so I guess that's a win. +1 for the win. What a waste of a blackjack, huh? +1 for the win. Repeat it. Okay, so we're back to the min there. Double for the loss. Repeat it. 51. Second bet. 2, 3, third bet. Okay, so that was good for us. Minimum again. Bumble. What am I doing? Okay, that. Oops. I think it must be double, right? I do lose track sometimes. I drift off. Too much looking at this screen, you know. 18 is no good. 16 is no good. That's even worse. So we just hit that. Okay, well, we squeaked that one. What did we win there? A little bit. Oh yeah, we just got back the loss. Because what we do is we, sort of like we go from 25 to 50. If we lose either the 25 or the 50, then we go into recovery mode. Once we get to 75, which means that's the third bet, potentially in a winning streak, then if we lose that, we first of all just repeat it to recover it and then return to the minimum. Or if we lose it, then we've got 200 to recover, so the next bet is 2-3 after that, and that's the second bet. And I think you've probably got that drift by now, but that's how it is. So I think I'm right now. Okay, so that's 1, 2, so second, and that's a double. Okay, so we're good with that, so we go back to the minimum. Hit. Too much paint. Repeat is, that's a 51 now, isn't it? Because that was a double, so 51. Hit. Ha! So we'll double that after the tie. Oh, push! Beg your pardon. Is that 3-4 now? Jeez. I think it's 3-4 on third bet. No, second. So I think we're good. So at 111,000 at approximately, well, certainly less than 40 minutes, 11,000 in 40 minutes, which is decent. Back to the minimum. Always remember, back to the minimum, and if it means going to another table, do it. Well, that's annoying. That would have been annoying if he'd matched me. +1 for the win. Okay, so again that's a repeater. Okay, so now we're on 2-3, second bet. 5, 6, third bet. Happy with that. Back to the minimum. Oh, we got a shuffle coming finally. That's a double. All right. So yeah, one of the things that I'm interested in is playing these things back to see what the count was at each time, and I can't keep track of that while I'm playing. But replaying the videos will enable me to look at the count up above the true count, the running count, and the true count. I've absolutely no kind of instinct about counting at all. There are lots of people who absolutely swear by it. I don't really see it working in my own experience. But there's a guy who's now stopped doing blackjack on YouTube, Max somebody or other, absolutely brilliant player. There are a couple of things he does which I find a little bit quirky, but hey, that's his privilege, his right. Um, but he is definitely an advantage player. There's no doubt about it, because I've tracked a couple of his. He always does two shoe sessions, and I've tracked a couple of them. And what happens is that he spreads wide until he gets the count really good. The deck count really high for him, and then he goes down to one hand and really hits it hard. And it's clever. It's bloody brilliant. It's no wonder that the casino stopped him from playing. I mean, I assume either that or he made too much money. I mean, hey, who can tell? But anyway, I can't remember where I am now. So, repeat bet, 25. I think I lost that one. So it's second bet. Well, oh God, I'm at 17 minutes. I shouldn't have done that. Okay. So here we've got it. We've got 17 minutes, about 42 minutes. We've made 100. We've made 11,325, and so I'm going to stop this one now. And I bet you're relieved, right? But I'm finding this an extremely interesting process, and it's sort of like the story of my life, recent life, unfolding, or at least my sitting on my arse on a rainy day, looking at a bright screen in front of me and playing games. But I'm not playing games, basically. I'm deadly serious about this in every area of endeavour, whether it's blackjack, baccarat, or horse racing. And my recent horse racing discoveries have got me absolutely buzzing, because it's amazing. I mean, the idea of being able to take, sort of like a third of the year off, and not lose very much money, and have all that extra time. There's 4 months in every year to do other things, like, for instance, travel, like, for instance, play games, like, play casino games and make money. It's just very attractive indeed. But anyway, see you in a bit. Hello again. So I decided that the best thing for me to do was to throw up a few of these wizard blackjack sessions, because it's so frustrating. I put all this stuff up on the channel, and then I get messages, like emails or comments or whatever, sort of saying, love the stuff, love your content. What is the best strategy? Or how do I play this? Or could you tell me what I do in blah 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 blah? And I'm thinking, this is insane. I mean, there's just, I don't know, hour after hour of material on this channel, showing bet by bet, but somehow it's not enough. And I think that basically that just confirms what I've been saying for years, which is that people can't be bothered to learn how to win. They'd much rather suffer the agony of defeat. I mean, it really is mystifying to me that nobody is willing to even look at one or two of the videos to see bet by bet by bet by bet, carefully explained. Anyway, I've done this in the hope that it'll be helpful to people who, probably too optimistic on my part to imagine that the people who couldn't be bothered to look before are going to bother to look now. But it makes me feel better anyway. And anything to do with playing in a casino and putting money at risk is about your own attitude and how you feel. And so there you have it, folks. It makes me feel good to put this stuff up. Now, the one thing that I don't know is whether or not Mike Shackelford, the famous Wizard of Odds, is going to be pissed off that I've used his simulation to demonstrate how to beat the crap out of shoe after shoe of blackjack. And don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting that you can do it with a shoestring budget. I mean, in the 15 years that the blog has been up, and in the 40 years that I've actually been trying to make people at least think about playing sensibly and playing strategically. I could waffle on about this forever, and I guess I have waffled on about it forever. So let me just say that I'm happy to wait to see what Mike Shackelford has to say about this, if anything. I hope there aren't copyright issues. I hope that quite the opposite. It results in him getting even more clicks to his website. I mean, he and I have never met. I'd like to meet him one day. I mean, perhaps the next time I get to Las Vegas, I can look him up. I find him a very interesting character right now, or at least as far as I know. The last time I heard from him, he was up a mountain in Mexico, living large in a pup tent, a stone's throw away from a campsite where he could have paid, I don't know, $5 a night and had running water and stuff like that. But he and his buddies are dyed in the wool outdoors people who turn their noses up at any kind of creature comfort. So good for him, I say. But anyway, Mr. Shackelford, who I at one point misnamed Shackleton, but Shackleton, of course, was a hero, at least in British history, for great deeds in freezing conditions. So what can I say? But anyway, just bear with me on this. There are dozens and dozens more of these Whiz BJ sessions, which I've collected because I wanted to get them together and look at them individually and collectively on in an Excel model, one of thousands that I've created over the years to examine the validity of what I've believed all along, which basically is quite simple, and that is that I believe that if you bet randomly against random outcomes, you are doomed. If you bet strategically, what was it Bush said? Strategy. Anyway, strategically, so he'd probably struggle with that word too, against random outcomes, then you will see progress. You will see profit. That's not to say that it's easy. That's not to say that it doesn't require great risk at times. That's not to say that it doesn't require guts, determination, sobriety, consistency, all of those things. But anyway, I could go on about this forever, and I have done already. So I'm going to leave it there for now and just say, everything that you see in front of you is real, is true, is double checked to make sure that I haven't totally screwed up. And I hope it's useful.